Namaste beautiful yogis, and I'm here with 3 remedies today: a cough syrup, immune booster preventative, and another immune booster that we can all make with just ingredients that are pretty readily available for the most part. And I think one of the positives of this whole event is it's a very minuscule positive, but for some tiny percentage of us, we can turn to Mother Nature and to medicine and to things that have been taken away from the people for a really long time, and start to appreciate a little more the gifts of Mother Nature, and also start to understand how powerful medicine can be, and to really incorporate it, basically to connect to nature more. I do think that is a very small percentage of people are going to benefit and shift to that. I think the results overall are pretty saddening, because I think most people are disempowered, panicked, and in a full-on victim mode. And I'm not saying not to be scared or stressed out or fearful, etc., but I do think that is extremely unhealthy to listen to the media, because it's becoming that there's this Australian video that's going viral. It's becoming a shit show. And let's get to the remedies, and let's turn to Mother Nature. Post your favorite remedies below. There is so many. Pretty much you can go out and pick stuff and make syrups with it. So empower yourself, keep moving, keep learning, keep cleansing. Allow the body to be cleaner and a vessel of spirituality, and that can be taken away from us if the body is not functioning properly. So all the practices that are physical practices do matter on a large, big, important level, which is the spirituality of the, because spirituality should not be a side subject. It should be the matter of all, the reason for all of this, but it is not. It is a side thing, and spiritual people are just kind of not the masses, not the majority. Starting with the very simple cough syrup and throat syrup. This is actually an old Japanese remedy, Daikon Radish Honey. I had cinnamon honey, so I used cinnamon honey, and I actually put on top of, it collected on top. I mixed in rosehip. So it's Daikon Radish Honey, rosehip, and in this case cinnamon. Rosehip and cinnamon are optional. The remedy is daikon and honey. I forgot to say, prepare pen and paper and write everything down. I will just go over the ingredients of everything. And you take this, and it's expectorant. It soothes the lungs, it cleans the lungs from phlegm, and it soothes the throat. It's very effective. And in Bulgaria, this is the Japanese version. In Bulgaria, we take black radish and we scrape the inside, the center, and we put honey, pour honey in it, and then leave it overnight or for a day. And then the juice that collects in the center, which is the honey, pulls the juice into the center. You take it, and that's again bronchial syrup. Syrups are amazing. So start making syrups. Pick plantain leaf, make a syrup. You know, it's with lemon and rosemary. Next, we're gonna go to the Master Tonic. So that's not what's in it, but I did use this vinegar. The Master Tonic is something to prepare before every flu and cold season. It is said to have a very strong antiviral properties. You take it as a shot in the morning and at night. So you can use a blender, you can use a grater, and you can use a processor, any way to chop the veggies or the herbs. I use the blender, so I'll tell you how I did it, but you can modify it to how you're gonna do this process. You need, now is the pen and paper moment, you need apple cider vinegar. I put this in the blender, is the base, is the medium, and then cayenne. I had jalapeno, so I put fresh jalapeno and dry cayenne, ginger, garlic, onion, and it calls for horseradish, which I didn't know I cannot find now. So there was just a touch of Daikon radish left off from here, so a little bit of horseradish, but just the other four. I also added a little bit of black pepper. I have that Indian black pepper, long pepper, and I added a little bit of turmeric, dry because I couldn't find fresh. It calls for fresh, and there was fresh everywhere, but for this one I couldn't find it, so I went with what I have. You're supposed to soak it and allow it to soak for 30 days. You can shake it and then strain it. Somehow this will either need for me a lot more vinegar or won't strain it. I'll just but when you strain it, it's easier. With cheesecloth, you just shoot it once in the morning, once in the evening, and it's a great preventative and a good way to use herbs. So the last one is my favorite. We make it with my mom always. We usually make it in fall before I come back, before I fly back. I open it and it needs actually a little more honey and alcohol. All right, so this is elderberry. This particular elderberry is actually dwarf elderberry, wild dwarf elderberry. It's similar, the plant, but it's not very popular for those of you that are Bulgarian. It's not bus, it's bazak. So it's dwarf elderberry called, but it's similar. It's just a small elderberry. So elderberry, some alcohol. You can use like vodka, clean alcohol. And I'm sorry, my throat has been scratchy for the last 2-3 days because the allergies here. Not scratchy throat, sorry, and this came out the wrong way. Horsey in my voice because the allergies here get crazy. And I guess the pollen is just covering the trees. So sometimes you feel it either in your voice or mostly on your skin. You kind of get itchy sometimes if you're under the trees, under the pollen falling, or you get sinus headache. So for me, it's been mostly the voice. Just, it comes and goes basically. But it's so much pollen, it covers everything. Elderberry, honey, and I'm already going to apologize for any horsiness because that's where we're at. Honey, alcohol, and elderberry. That's as simple as you can make it. You can obviously add other things like ginger juice. I might add ginger juice later today. Rose hips, nettles, etc. Ele campane. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's a powerful thing in syrups. As I said, plantain leaf you can add and such. Simple though. 3 ingredients: elderberry, honey, and in whatever proportion you want, because alcohol and honey are both preservatives. Do keep it in the fridge. And I've had many outside of the fridge and they last for years if you put a little more alcohol to honey ratio. The alcohol is a delivery system. You can let it evaporate a little bit if you don't want to take in alcohol, and you can only soak it in honey. I've tried that. And you can do alcohol and sugar too. That also works. Either way, it works. I think alcohol is a delivery system, so when it's taken only in certain situations, it is okay because it does deliver it to, it extracts and delivers better, and so does honey, and so does vinegar. So that's why we have vinegar here and honey in the other one, and alcohol in the other one. So that is it. I hope this is helpful. Make 1 or 2 or 3 of those and give them a go. Include them in your seasonal routine. Go out, pick some herbs. Tell me what grows readily in your area. We're usually pretty blessed people to all have access to incredible herbs. So we should all learn herbology, especially local herbology, in our own beautiful area, and just use it because that raises the awareness and consciousness of humanity when we start to connect and start to use things. And also buy herbs that you have no access to, but don't go only for those fancy again don't go just for the fancy Amazonian herbs. No. The local herbs for me have always worked the best, or the Western. So I do think it does matter where you're born. You're attuned to the herbs of the area you are born in and the area you live in, both of those combined. So for me, I have always preferred Western herbology to Chinese herbology because it works really well. With Amazonian herbs, I have the worst insomnia, most of them, and I just don't react to them the same I react to Western herbs because it is attuned to my body. So do pay attention. You can use anything. I would use anything from Amazonian, like acai and all of that. I would use it, but also do always bring stuff that is either local or from the area you were born, or just a general herb that works in the area that you were born in, and you know, kind of prefer those or give them a priority, and then use all of the rest. Use everything. That's my point. I personally do love exotic stuff and exotic foods. So it's interesting that I'm simplifying. Watch my video on the potato diet, because I should have called this survival diet, you know, how to survive and have plan B when you have access to only a few foods, and have the best macronutrient profile, and also reset your diet so you're not sitting and eating chips at home stressed out, unhealthy food, packaged foods that are probably, some are still available, but you're actually nurturing your body so that you can handle the stress. Mirror. This is the company, you've asked me, this is the company that I go for, like when I want to really get good oils. It's hold on, Veriditas Botanicals for essential oils. It is not multi-level marketing, and it is as good quality as the multi-level marketing companies, but they don't put any money into the whole marketing aspect of it, and everything goes into the quality. So it's high quality. It's not on Amazon, and it's only on one website, so I'll try to link it, but you can Google it. Veriditas. I think it's a French brand. I think there is one, and also sometimes stores sell it. I remember Erwan used to sell it in the Los Angeles area. Haven't seen it here, but I also don't go out as much. I pretty much live how most of you are living now. I live in the woods and just go out for essentials. But yeah, I don't know. I think as far as the economy goes, we should have taken a different route, and we should have continued living life, especially because the flu is very mild to no symptoms for the healthy people, and we should have just taken care of the people with compromised immunity and the elderly, deliver food to them, serve them, isolate them, have them be relaxed. No one is going to benefit from an economic crash, which I don't know how we're going to avoid. Why do we close the whole world and the whole economy for a virus that most young people don't get? I think when you crash a world's economy, if that happens, so we'll see what will happen, I think a lot more people will die from the stress and suicides. We know that people that go into poverty and lose their businesses, and small businesses are starting to close down, shut down, and all. I think we're going to lose a lot more people this way. I don't know that this was properly discussed with the population and executed properly. I tend to question things, especially when it seems so extreme and so many questions are unanswered. But the silver lining here, it's not very thick. It's not a big, strong line, but a few of us can go deeper into prayer, deeper into spirituality, deeper into using Mother Earth's remedies and powerful tools. And for the rest, I have no idea. Let's see where this goes. We're all sitting and waiting and watching, and let's see where it all ends. But get some crafting going, herb crafting going, and let me know if you have favorites of yours, of your area. Share them. I love them, even though, you know, I shared the Japanese one, Western herbalism one, another Western herbalism. So share yours. I'm very, very curious to learn. Namaste.